Hello, Roman X here with episode 3 of my Let's Play on Coop Life, a fun mod pack for Minecraft 1.10.2. And welcome back. Hope you have been enjoying the first two episodes. And if you do, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to know when new videos are coming out. First, I wanted to point something out. You probably see like a couple of horses floating out there. Earlier there was one horse out there, and I said, oh, a poor horse out in the middle of the ocean, maybe I should go rescue him. And I don't have any horses on my island, so let's go grab him. So I quickly got a net and I swam out there, and as I got close, I'm like, that looks like a skeleton horse. Next thing I know, there's a big flash and a bang, and there were three skeleton horses with skeletons on them, and they started shooting at me, and well, I swam back for dear life, and it's probably a good thing I was in the water, otherwise I might have soiled my pretty green armor. But they basically have been leaving me alone. I'm surprised they haven't despawned yet. Only one skeleton came ashore. I killed him, and so now I have skeleton form, which is good because that's one of the things I like to use when I go caving, because the mobs will leave you alone. A quick update. We got a new version of the pack out today now. Coop Life is in alpha at this stage. We were running 1.4, and it just got updated to 1.4.1. The issue I was seeing with crashing when I broke a cross stick for agrocraft, that's been fixed. However, apparently and this makes sense, the putting down of crops and having the mystical agriculture crops just automatically appearing is apparently a bug. That no longer happens. So if I just put crop sticks down on an empty piece of ground, nothing will happen. I'll have to actually plant the seed there. And the mystical agrocraft crops actually won't go on the crop sticks anymore. They have to just be planted sort of vanilla style. And I have some vanilla crops, agrocraft crops. So that this pack will let you plant vanilla. It's a configuration option. They can be planted on crop sticks, and you can get mutations. So I had two here. When they were fully grown, I put a cross crop. That's two crop sticks. So you get kind of a cross hatch. And this seed hasn't been analyzed, but these were just vanilla ones. They should be a 111 stat. This one's probably a little bit better. And you can also do mutations with two different types of crops, and either get one of the same as the parent, or you'll get some totally new crop. And I managed to find a potato from one of the Pam's Harvest Craft gardens, so I planted that. I did a mutation. I wound up with a carrot, so I planted the carrots here. And I don't know if this is meant to be in here or not, because it's not. The mutation shows up in JEI, but the actual seeds themselves do not. So I don't know if this is intended, but apparently wheat and carrot, if the soil in between is gravel or I think crushed obsidian, you can get these copper seeds. And if I harvest the copper seeds, I get pulverized copper. And there's a few others that are in there too, like pulverized tin and pulverized gold. They're different cross crops, but that'll just smelt down into one copper ingot. Now, apparently, if I pull up that seed and just craft it by itself, then I will get where is it? I will get one of the mystical agriculture copper seeds. I don't know if that's working as intended. I suspect that might also be a bug, one or the other. Whether we're supposed to be able to get copper seeds that way, or whether we're supposed to be able to turn those copper seeds into the other type. Seems like at least that conversion is not intended. I did have some seeds from some of the others I want to plant out there. I'm not sure whether I should really harvest those or not. I mean, it was kind of a bug that I got those, so I probably shouldn't, if I wanted to be fair, I probably shouldn't be doing those. Now down here, I did take some of the copper seeds that I got from that cross crop there, the AgriCraft version. I planted, 2 of them on opposite ends, did a mutation in the center here. And this one, these would be like basic stats. This one should be probably a little bit better than the 2 parents. I did make a seed analyzer for AgriCraft, and that's just a very simple recipe. You just need a wood slab, stone brick slab, some sort, 2 planks, some sticks, glass pane. You get a seed analyzer. You open that up, you stick a seed in there, and it will process it and tell you what the stats are. You can also make the agricultural journal, which will, if it's in here when you're analyzing seeds, it'll kind of keep track of, what kind of mutation it came from, and some basic information about the particular type of crop that it does. Not essential, but it's there. Now I did analyze some of the other seeds I have. You see we got growth, gain, and strength. Growth is how fast the plant grows, and these are numbers from 1 to 10. The higher the number, the faster it will grow. Gain will indicate how much you get from it when you harvest it, and you can harvest just by right-clicking. It's better than breaking the plant. Unless you're breaking the plant to analyze it, you should probably always right-click it, because if you break it and replant it, then you have to wait for it to just grow up a little bit. Whereas if you just right-click harvest, it's already partially grown. But the way gain works is when you hit 4, instead of getting 1, when you harvest you'll get 2. At 7 you'll get 3, and when it hits 10 you'll actually get 4 out of it. So that can be pretty significant. Strength is something that only has 2 uses. One, it's the plant's resistance to weeds, and if weeds are disabled, which as far as I've seen so far apparently is true in this pack, then it won't matter as far as that goes. And the other thing strength is used for is it's possible to take cuttings of a plant in order to get basically a copy of it, so you can propagate plants that way. The other way to propagate plants is just put a cross crop down next to a single parent, and the plant will spread over to it. But you see these are all just basics. There's coffee beans. There's canola seed, and we got coffee seed, and actually, no, that's not canola. I don't know why that's in here. And then we've got just our generic wheat seeds. Pam Harvestcraft seeds can be analyzed. Now there is another bug. This may be fixed if you wind up playing the pack, some future rev down the road. But when I tried to analyze some of these types of seeds from Mystical Agriculture, I crashed. I suspect that's a bug that'll get fixed pretty soon. But AgriCraft is still an alpha, and the pack's an alpha, so I should expect it to be some problems. Now I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing AgriCraft. I will do some of that off camera. If I get some interesting mutations, I'll probably point them out in future episodes. There are 2 things I want to do. First, I thought we might play with chickens a bit today, and one of the things we should make is a chicken analyzer. And chickens, just like the AgriCraft plants, have stats on them as well. And the way we're going to determine that is we'll make a chicken analyzer. To make a chicken analyzer, we need a compass, Oh, I need to grab some redstone. So there's some redstone. Now we can make a compass. And then we can make our chicken analyzer. Oh, and I need to grab an egg too. That would help. Where are my eggs? I think, yeah, here we go. We'll grab an egg. And we have a chicken analyzer. I like the little icon there. It looks like an egg with a little dial on it. Kind of cute. We'll get to that in a moment. I did go ahead and make the crusher from Actually Additions, and I don't know that I believe I did that off camera, so let me just show the recipe for that real quick. The crusher, we needed an iron casing, and that's just black quartz, some sticks, and some iron. We needed the redstonia crystals, and I did make some of those last time. We need these basic coils, which again are redstonia crystals and black quartz, and that gives us the crusher. And the crusher kind of works like a pulverizer or a macerator. It will take ores and turn them into dust or powder that you can then smelt to get your actual ingot, or in some cases you can blend it with other dusts and make blends. It's like you can make bronze blends or Invar blends, or things of that sort, and then smelt that instead. So you can, a lot of those alloys you can make and not need something like an alloy smelter, for example, which we don't have in this pack. And the flint, this is what I was looking for last time, was the flint, which I got from the chickens, but I ran out of time to make that. But I wanted to get some of the ores processed. Now there's also something called the double crusher. And this actually requires 2 of the crushers, another one of these iron casings, some cobblestone, and advanced coils. Now advanced coils is just a basic coil surrounded by gold nuggets. And the nice thing about the double crusher is you can either crush 2 different ores at the same time, or you can tell it to auto split between the 2. So it's kind of like having 2 crushers going, but in one space. So that's pretty handy. Now there's another machine I want to make, because while this thing's working okay, it's not quite as convenient or as easy to automate, I think, as having a powered one. Powered one in the long run tends to be much more efficient on fuel, I believe. So we are going to make the powered furnace from Actually Additions. So let me look up furnace, and there we go. And for that, we're going to need to make a couple of Inori crystals. We're going to need to make some more basic coils. So let's see. I think I can make the 2 basic coils. Where is it? Powered furnace. Oh, I'm going to need to make some more of those crystals. Okay. So let's see. We're going to need 4 for those, and then the Inori crystals are iron with the atomic reconstructor. So we need 2 of those. Alright, so we're going to need take 2 iron, and we're going to need 8 redstone. And we'll go throw those over here. And I can actually throw both of these down at once. And there we have our reconstructed items. And we can make our basic coils. We got 2 of those. And I need to make an iron casing. I'm also going to need to make 2 furnaces. Yeah, I may as well make 2. I'm sure we'll use it. And we need to make 2 vanilla furnaces. that. And powered furnace. There we go. And come put this over here. And now, well, it filled up pretty quick. You can see it, it transferred out of here pretty quickly. This thing will fill back up again. That one's already full. Let's see, let's see what we got. We can smelt up here. Oh, got some pulverized gold. Now, I got this pulverized gold when I was pulverizing iron ore. The crusher gives you a chance of getting gold as a secondary output. Now, if you use a pulverizer, you have a chance of getting ferrous. There are some things that I like the pulverizer for better, and some things that now you see that's going that way. But I can also tell it to auto split, and you'll see now it split them across two. So that's pretty handy. Or I could have chosen to do two different things. So let's take this, and we'll take, I guess we'll take this tin. Come over here. Now I'm going to turn off the auto split, and I can throw both of those in. Now I'm doing two things at once. So just like the double crush will do too, the powered furnace will do too. Now apparently this was called the double furnace at one point, and I guess there must have been a single furnace, but that changed at some point. So we'll let that do its thing. Throw this in here. Throw that in there. Throw that in there. I think we can throw that in there for now. I'm going to throw this crop stick in here. I don't think we're holding on to a crop stick. I made a magnifying glass, so use it to inspect crops. I guess if you didn't have, like we have one probe, or if you have something like Wayla, you can look at a crop, it'll tell you what it is. I think this, I thought maybe it would let me see the stats without, like it was a portable analyzer kind of thing. I've never actually used one of these before, but it doesn't. It basically just gives you the same kind of information that we're getting from one probe. Also, by the way, I did make a couple other things. I made a watering can for agricraft or just crop growth in general. You fill it up with water. You sprinkle it. It covers a 3x3 area. Basically, adds growth ticks. But this one has to keep being refilled. So it's not real handy. And I made one of these infusion crystals, which we'll get into later when we actually get into mystical agriculture. But it's I had some prosperity shards. I thought I'd make one. Has 2,000 uses. Did require 1 diamond. Some of the inferium essence and the prosperity shards, which I got from mining up some prosperity ore that I found. And that spawns at a fairly high level, so it's not hard to get. So these cows over here, I just put all the fluid cows down here because I wanted to free up the nets in case I went out. Didn't want to have to just make a bunch of nets and just leave them all stored there. They're a bit noisy though, and I've turned the animal sounds down quite a bit, but they're still making a bunch of noise. But remember last time we had plant oil, ethanol, short mead. I guess that's something we can drink. Canola oil, that's also a fuel. Resin, which I'm not quite sure what that's used for. Naphtha, again, not quite sure. Sounds like one of those tech mods that maybe I haven't done before. So I'm going to wind up moving them at some point. What I'd really like to do, I think today, is get into chickens. Now, there's a couple of things that we need for chickens. If I look at what is it called? Hatchery. Now, the first thing is a nest, and that's wheat and sticks. Oops. So grab some wheat. And let's make ourselves a couple of nests. I'm going to make 2. And what we do with a nest is you put that on the ground and you can put a chicken egg in it, and eventually that egg will hatch and give you a chicken. Depends on the type of egg will determine the type of chicken you get, as opposed to just throwing it on the ground and having some random chance. Now it does take a little bit of time, and the stats on the egg, because just like the hen has stats on it, its egg will have stats. And we can, take vanilla eggs and do stuff with them, and we can crossbreed chickens and get other kinds of eggs. And this is the best way to ensure that you actually get a chicken out of it. The next thing we'd want, and this is going to require 7 planks and one of those nests. So let me make some planks real quick. Just do that, and that'll give us a nesting pen. Now a nesting pen is a place that we can actually put our chickens. Now chickens aren't too noisy, but I've got to figure out where we want to put them. I think for now I'm going to I'll set some up, like, let me put that here. I'm going to probably do like a double line, maybe build a coop, but for now that should be fine. And I think I put them over here. Yeah, so we got bone white, sand, flint, log. I'm going to take the flint net, and if I come over here, well, first of all, if I just plain right click on it, you'll see this nesting pen has an inventory, and the stuff that the chicken produces is going to wind up in here. If I shift right click on it, I put the chicken in there. Now I haven't analyzed him. In fact, I haven't used the analyze before, so let's see. Can I just analyze him like that? Shift right click the chicken? Maybe, oh, you know what? This might just be an egg analyzer. Well, since this was a wild one, I'm going to assume his stats are 111. Now, if I wanted to breed him, I'd probably want him in a separate pen. I don't know if I can actually breed him here. But he won't fly out of this box. He'll stay in that box. And after a while, he will eventually produce, well, I think any of the chickens can produce feathers, eggs, or raw chicken meat. But this is a, excuse me, this is a flint chicken, so I would also expect that he would produce some flint. And you can do a couple things to automate the extraction of this, the stuff from it. You can put a hopper under it and run it into a chest. You can use various types of item pipes or conduits. The transfer pipes, for example, from extra utilities will work. That way you kind of automate them. Now, I think if you've got another nesting box next to them, you have a chance of them crossbreeding. At least I was getting some different eggs. My other pack, my other play, I got some coal chicken egg, and I didn't have any coal chickens, so I think it was a crossbreed. So I think they might be able to breed that way too, but I don't know if the stats go up. I hadn't checked that. But I'm going to make a few more of these. I'm going to put the different chickens down, and I will be back in a minute. And I'm back, and I took the opportunity to get myself a fresh cup of coffee. Is that good? So I took the chickens I had and made some more nesting boxes, as I said, and I put them in here. Now eventually I probably will build a coop somewhere. I don't know if I'll build it here or somewhere else. I can always, net the chickens again, move the nesting boxes somewhere else. But we've got the ones that we picked up. We have first the bone white chicken, And he's going to drop bones. I don't know if he's actually yet. He hasn't done anything yet. And we've got the log chicken. We've got a sand chicken. And the flint chicken's been in here long enough. You'll see we've got some feathers, chicken manure, flint, a flint chicken egg, another flint chicken egg. Now these don't stack, so I'm going to pull these out just so that I don't miss out on other drops. Actually, I'll pull them all out. But this inventory is kind of small, and I guess if it fills up, you're not going to get any more drops. So he's dropping stuff pretty regularly. So it turns out there's another way that we can speed things up a little here. Let me just throw these eggs in here. Throw the feathers in there. I think I got that. Where did I put the manure? That's in here. Okay, we'll throw that in there. Throw the flint here. Now, there is something called a hen house. And a hen house will automatically collect items from chickens in a 9 by 9 by 9 radius when provided with a hay bale. And it's just a very simple recipe. You got a hay bale. That's, just a block of hay surrounded by planks. To make one of these, I've never used this, so I don't know how it works. We'll put that down here, and I guess we can right click it, and it doesn't have a real large inventory. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like you take some kind of food or something. I'm not sure. Maybe you put seeds in here to feed them. I know when you want to breed them, you can feed them seeds and they'll wind up producing faster. But this way we could just pipe out of this one thing, and if it works correctly, it should be collecting stuff. Now, hasn't collected this stuff, so I'm not sure. Probably have to play with that a bit. See, these guys, so this guy's got some manure and feathers. He hasn't got anything yet. We got some more flint out of him. So, and we got some sand from the sand chicken. Okay. So, we'll let those guys do their thing. We'll put these in here. Put the flint there. Now I have a couple of nests still. We can create some eggs, but crafting. So if I grab this, I'm going to grab a piece of lapis. And we can make a lapis blue chicken egg, which is simply an egg and a piece of lapis. And this chicken will lay lapis lazuli. How sweet. So, one egg. There we go. And we now have an egg. Now you can throw that, but we've got our nests. So, let me come over. I am going to, I think the easiest way to do this is just to dig a little too deep hole. I'm going to put a nest down there. This way I don't have to worry about the chicken getting away. I'm going to put the egg in there. And if we look at that, alright, you see it's got a hatching number. And it's going to go up fairly slowly. Now I guess eggs with better stats will go up a little bit faster. But this way we can just leave it. I don't have to worry about the chicken roaming off and drowning or getting killed or just disappearing on us. You could, fence it in as well. That was easier. I did go down here in the mine a little bit. I lit it up. It doesn't go very far. Ugh, trees in the way. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit here. Let me get these out of here because it's kind of annoying me. Now, to this side, there isn't much. There's like a little bit of a waterfall, and there's a little stuff down there. I got some more there. Over here, I did get some, some basic coal and copper and iron. I don't know what's up there. Let's quickly go into bat form. and we can pop up here and see. Okay, not much here. I just got to be careful in case something spawns, but oh, there's some aluminum. Alright, may as well mine that. I see some iron. Oh, it's open up here. Now I gotta be careful because I'm in bat form, so if something was to attack me, I could be in trouble. But I love bat form. It's so convenient. So I will play around with chickens some more. Try to do some breeding when they get out of bat form. I know this has been kind of a short episode. I may as well sleep real quick. Those skeletons are still out there. I'm probably going to have to go far enough away that that stuff despawns, my guess. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I think it's a little bit shorter than normal, but you know, that's probably a good thing because some of them are a little bit too long. And next time, I don't know, maybe we'll I'll set some more stuff up with the chickens. See if I can figure that hen house up. Figure that hen house out, or at least come up with some kind of automated collection. Let's see if we got anything new from these guys. And we got some more bone meal. We got a bone white chicken egg. We got some wood. Isn't that sweet? All I have to do is collect that, and you know, they'd be producing stuff for us, and you know, high stat chickens would be producing a pretty good amount. And they're not as noisy as the cows. I don't have to deal with the liquids. But anyway, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked the episode, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of new episodes as they come out. Thank you very much.